Hello, William and Kenny Bunk, Maine. Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera, I'm going to show how I cut your first pair of glasses. Can you believe this? It's like getting a Mercedes, convertible Mercedes with the leather seats on your 16th birthday. You are getting prescription transitions and Crizal anti-glare for your new Cazal 643. Of course, the leather case it comes with. A Cazal cleaning cloth with the logo on there. Hang that on the bag there. And of course all the accoutrements. You get the little booklet on information, and of course the next book that talks about the history of the frames, the designs, going way back. Old school style. Is that it? Is that it? That is it. So let's bring out the star of the show, the main attraction, inside of a second cleaning cloth, which acts as a carrying bag in case you don't want to carry the case with you. Bum, bum, bum. You ready to see the nice one? The 643 in color 1. It is a plastic frame with all the gold on there. Of course, you got the Cazal emblem there on both sides of the frame. You got the gold wrapped around on the inside. The gold nose pad arms. Oh yeah, this is nice. This is nice. Of course, it says Cazal on one of the demo lenses, and I will tell you, got all the bolts and the screws, the clips holding that on. Let me take out the original demo lenses and let's get started making your first pair of glasses. And of course, I'm going to ship you all the manufacturer's original packaging, so you know you're getting the authentic, real deal. So I'm going to take your frame, put it into the tracing element of my edger, and hit start. This little stylus is going to pop up and go around and trace the inside of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic Cazal frame and you receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID and tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. Of course, William, you know yours are prescription. Come on now, come on, come on. Let's get on with the show. As soon as I stop spinning, we will show the size, the shape of the frame that is to come. Come on now, come on, there we go, there we go. That is the shape of the lens, only magnified. I will bring it down. If you can see that green outline, that is the shape of the lens we will cut. I'm going to magnify it while I'm working on it. In fact, while I'm over here, let's go ahead and put in your pupillary distance, which is a total of 71, so it's 35.5. And both eyes, it starts at 32.5. So I'm going to hit this plus button. It goes up in 0.5 increments till we get to 35.5. I do want to raise the optical center up on this frame because it sits low on the face. I'm going to bring that up to about 25. So we're good to go. Let's come down here. Take your lenses down to my Marco 101 lensometer. Make sure that it's zeroed out. Your right lens reads -1/4, -50 at 150. -1/4, -50. Let's spin the axis wheel to 150. Put the power drum on -1/4. We're good to go there. Take your lens out of the protective packet. It comes with a laminate on the front of the lens to protect the lens while it is being shipped. Although it's in a box, so nothing rubs against the front surface of the lens. So I'm going to take that off. It is no longer needed. Put that in there. -1/4, -50. -1/4, -50 at 150. Put the lens in. Find the spherical center of the lens. Check your astigmatism correction, which I'll explain later. And put 3 dots on the lenses, which never show up, so I'm going to darken them. 1, 2, and 12. Of course, as I say, I don't know there's going to be that much math involved. Put an R on the lens for right. Let's do the same thing for the left, which is -1/4, -75 at 20. -1/4, -75. Turn the axis wheel to 20. Put the power drum. Oh, we're still on -1/4. I don't have to move that. Take the left lens out of the protective sleeve. In fact, let's go ahead and mark these. I always like to do it. That is the power of the right, -1/4, -50. These are the transitions with Crizal Alize. Excuse me. That is the right lens. Let's do the same thing now for the left. Again, -1/4, -75 at 20. -1/4, -75 transitions with Crizal Alize. This is the left lens, and let's go ahead, take the laminate off of there. It's on -1/4 at 20. Yes, it is. Put it in, find the spherical center of the lens. Check your astigmatism correction, make sure all that lines up. Put 3 dots. Hang on here, let's see here, hang on here. There we go. Put 3 dots on your lenses. Darken them because my ink pad never works well enough. 1000, 2000, and 3. And I'm going to put an L on here, which in Latin stands for not right. And if you missed any of that, let me recap. Oh! I don't care how many times I tell that joke. It keeps getting funnier every time I tell it. Alright, so we're going to come back down here. Take your right lens. The reason why I put those dots on there, it tells me that it's lined up in there perfectly. So when I place that on the platform, we got that lined in there. Oh yeah, just nice. So this is a block, or as I like to call them, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. So I need to put a double-sided adhesive sticker on there, which I've got 2 right here. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick this onto the first block. Do the same thing now for the second block. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Now on the back is a little magnet. It's going to do its job twice tonight. The first time is going to line up and attach itself to something magnetical there here in the arm. And I'm going to move these 3 dots. That is your optical center. The blue cross is the geometric center of the frame. And these line up. Let me check one thing here. These other 2 dots line up to tell me that it's in there evenly. I want to check one thing. Alright, we are good to go. Get everything lined up perfectly and hit this button. The arm's going to come down and place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the left lens. Put that on there, pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Line the magnet up with that there in the arm. And of course the left lens mirrors the right. It's 35.5, same optical center. We're going to get all that lined up. Hang on, I like to be able to see things here. Move those around. This is the platform that I can move to as needed. But one of the dots was over on the side, so I'm moving that around tonight. And check one thing. Alright, we're good to go. That is lined up there. That is lined up. Hit that button. The arm comes down and places the block onto the left lens. Now this is the edger. This is what costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out there and buy their own. Put it on your kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own lenses at home and you won't need this guy anymore to do it for you. So the actual cutting wheel, where's my stylus? The actual cutting wheel is over here on the far right with that white grit on there. This is going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind the lens down until it's the final size. This wheel in the center with that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. Now, I'm going to place the lens into the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know the machine well enough to call it chuck. It too has a little magnet in there, and that's what is going to hold that in place there. I'm going to pull the shape up onto the computer. That is the shape of the lens we'll be cutting. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic, or Trivex, I would select that. But these are polycarbonate. I do not want to polish the edge of the lens because it's not going to be seen anyway. I'm not going to put a bevel on the front surface of the lens. I'm only going to put a light bevel onto the rear concave surface of the lens. And that concludes your vocabulary lesson of the day. I'm going to hit the green arrow, which is start in every language. The door closes, the clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, off-white now, they used to be white. Tracing the shape onto the computer, making sure the lens is large enough to fit, and the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the best cosmetic fit possible. I can move the bevel forward or backwards, and that would cause it to sit differently in the frame. But you're not going to have any edge thickness whatsoever in this frame with your prescription. Now if you see light flickering in the background, that is water there to catch the optical sawdust as it comes off of the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high index plastic, and Trivex cut wet. Now water will spray onto the lens for the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle just to wash away any of the optical debris that you see beginning to form on the edge of the lenses. But your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, polycarb. This is an Essilor brand lens. They call polycarbonate airwear because they feel that it is lighter than air. Polycarbonate is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. It is virtually unbreakable. Your lenses are bulletproof up to 22 caliber and have both UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen built into your lens, unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that need to be reapplied every couple hours due to exposure to the sun. Now, if you notice your lens is completely flat around the edges, it is now going to drop down onto the bevel wheel to get the knife-like bevel cut into the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. Now you also have the Crizal anti-glare coating. I'll demonstrate the transitions at the end, but you also have Crizal anti-glare. Let me grab a lens without it. Crizal is 3 features in one. It eliminates glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights. Now you can see how the lens on my right shows a lot more reflection from the lights. It's also a reflection-free lens, so when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses, or if you take a selfie, or if someone else takes a picture with the flash is much less noticeable in that lens. Now the third feature that I like, which is the practical side, it comes with the industry's hardest scratch protection, because it costs well over $1 million to apply the Crizal coating onto your lens, and it takes over 24 hours to vaporize 7 different coatings. So because of the time and the expense, that's why Crizal puts the industry's best scratch protection onto the lens. Now if you notice water is spraying on the lens, it tells me it's in the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle, just to wash everything off. We'll see if it fits. I'm going to go ahead and open the door with my mind. You like that? I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I can. It just takes me a couple hours, but I can do it. I just got to keep staring at it. Now folks, I would like to remind you, if you can think of a funnier joke, write it down on a $100 bill and mail it to me, and I will read your joke on the air and give you credit. You don't have to put your name in there. I'll recognize the handwriting. But let's see if it fits first time around. I've started at the outside edges using my thumbs. I press down the nose and it snaps right in. So let's go ahead and start cutting the left lens. Flip that over to L. Put that into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, and hit start. Just like before, the door closes, the clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced again by the 2 white styluses, off-white, making sure that it fits into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the lens. And just like before, it's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. And again, of course, you have no edge thickness whatsoever in this frame. So let's go ahead and take this block off. If I can do it by hand, nope, need the tool. Place that on there, pop that off. We're going to come down here and we're going to do while the left lens is cutting, let's inspect the right. I'm going to put it back into the lensometer. Turn the axis wheel to 150. Check the power of the lens. And I'm getting -1/4. That is 1 tick mark away from 0. -1/4. Now you have additional 2 steps of astigmatism, -50. Check for that. And we're at -75. 1 tick mark away from 1. That's because the unit of measurement we use is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. Starting at 0, goes up from there in quarter increments, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, and so on. So you have 1 step of far-sighted correction. You are nearsighted. With your glasses off, everything is great up close, but you now discover that you need them for driving and seeing far away, like the TV. So this number has a minus sign. It minifies everything to correct size. Once it's the correct size, you have an additional 2 steps of astigmatism correction. Astigmatism is what makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. And this just tells us the first curvature on your eye is a -1/4. You have a second curvature on your eye that's another 2 steps, and it's how we line those 2 curves up. And we're going to turn that to 150 now. This cap is at 0, 90 in the center, and 180. We're going to turn that knob to 150, so we're going to go past the 90 and stop right before we get to the 150 line. Now your left eye, and the reason why we're at -75, remember high school algebra where you add 2 like signs together? Yeah, don't worry, I've forgotten that too. So let's use today's terms. You let someone borrow 25 cents and then they borrowed another 50 cents, they would owe you 75 cents. That's where we're at, 75 cents in the red. Now, your left eye needs a little bit more correction, same far-sided correction, but you need 3 steps of astigmatism correction. We're going to turn that correction to 20. Now, the 150 and 20 seem very far off, but they're not. Remember, a straight line is from 0 to 180. So your left eye, we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 20. So we're 20 degrees away from this horizontal line. Your left eye, we're at 150, which is 30 degrees away. So even though they're on opposite signs, you're still within 10 degrees of each other. Now, these first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. Now again, this frame sells for $500. There is no charge. You get free prescription lenses with the purchase of a frame. Transitions adds $54.99. The anti-glare, Crizal anti-glare, adds $44.99 for a total of $599.98. And can you believe that? Your first pair of glasses. I was laughing with him on the phone. My first pair. Do you know how many pair I've gotten to before I finally got my first pair of Cazals? A lot. And I work in the business. So, I'm happy for you, William. You're going to be jealous. It's going to be hard to come down from here. I'd love to see what your second pair is going to be. But anyway, actually he emailed me today about a model number. I need to check on that for him. But let's see if your left lens fits. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner first. Using my thumbs, press down at the nose. It snaps right in. Let's go ahead and take this block off. Come down here and measure. Turn the axis wheel back to 20. Come on, where's 20 on here? There it is. Between 10 and 30. Put it in over that left dot. Check the power. Again, -1/4. And then you have 3 more steps. What happens when someone borrows 25 cents and they borrow another 75 cents? How much do they owe you? Let's check that and find that second curvature. And 1, an even dollar. Where's my dollar? Come on, man, let me hold a dollar. So, I couldn't have made that any better if I had made these myself. Now your pupillary distance is 71. I'm going to turn the card over, place my PD stick against my thumb on your right lens, and then we hold it up to the left. We're getting 71 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. I'm going to check the optical center on the lenses here. Man, did I ever tell you the kit is good? So, this is the point in the video that I clean your lenses off, and of course, this is the time I tell you that when you get these in the mail, William, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That is because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. But because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. So just go by your local place and tell them whether these are too loose or too tight or high on one side. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set it on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off and press down on the counter, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. For those of you keeping score at home, I'm wearing the Versace 3199 in color blue and Havana. I got the little Versace plate. You got the big Cazal plate. Look at that. Look at that. Let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing, yo. Flip these over, press down. There is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do, and none of the temples are askew or one's bent down. So that is that. Let me go ahead and give it a final cleaning. Now, I'm going to provide you with one of my own premium microfiber cleaning cloths. Cazal is going to give you the bag, which is a cleaning cloth. They're going to give you their own cleaning cloth with their logo on there. And then Crizal, your lens company, has given you a lens cleaning cloth. You're going to end up with 4. But I also include instructions on how to care for not only your eyeglass frames and lenses, but for all 4 cleaning cloths, and how to provide for your case, so it too will last you for years. No other seller on the internet does that, I am told. I also provide a selfie request to have your picture on the customer's page. William, you gotta send me your selfie with these. Send me 2, one with them clear, and then when you go outside. Now, I field test every cleaning cloth to make sure that they work, so when you get these in the mail and there's a wrinkle in it, you know that it works. I can't send out a defective cloth. So, but yeah, send me 2 selfies, William. You got to. So, this is what they look like clear. I'm going to go ahead and activate them. A strong burst of ultraviolet light here in my little transitions box. Put them in there and hit start. As you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for the transition lenses to turn dark. It takes a little bit longer when you come back inside, a minute to a minute 15 to return back to virtually clear. Now, William, this is important. Pay attention. All transition lenses will get dark on day one. Give them 2 weeks exposure to the sun, and they're going to continue to darken every day for the first 2 weeks till they get to their final setting. It's like a new employee on the job. You just got to train them for 2 weeks to get them right. Now, they won't work in your car unless you have a convertible or a motorcycle, because your windshield blocks the UV light that comes into the car. They're also temperature sensitive, so they'll get darker when it's 80 degrees and below than they will when it's 90-something degrees and above. But I remind everyone that when it's 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Nobody works 100% when it's 100 degrees outside. Now, of course, I don't know how many 100-degree days you have in Maine, so you don't have to worry about it. But I do ship worldwide, and that does become an issue later on. So that is that. I hope you enjoyed watching. Where's my flashlight? I got a smaller one. I just can't find it. William, I hope you enjoyed watching me make your first pair of glasses ever. Again, these are the Cazal. Look, made in Germany, which they are. This is the Cazal 643. It is color 1, which is black and gold, in the 50, what does that say? I can't see it. I got to hold it. Okay, 55 eye size, 19 bridge, 145 temple. If anyone has any questions, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com, or simply click the contact me button on the website. And hopefully everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.